Last time on our awesome Australian food adventure, we traveled Western Australia, where we ate exotic sea turtle meat with the Aboriginal community.
That tastes like 4 different animals: chicken, pork, fish, frog. In that order.
Now, we're headed across this giant continent to the island of Tasmania. This island state has a population of only 500,000, but it boasts some of the most impressive edible wildlife anywhere. On land,
possum is a very dense meat, so it does need a nice, long, slow braise.
It's like better than pulled pork. How?
And in the sea.
Nothing better than just eating something that you've caught.
Today, we're on a mission to explore what creatures lurk in the pristine waters that surround this island. From marine life caught by hand,
It's one of the best meat textures out there.
to a large-scale seafood factory, processing thousands of pounds of ocean meat per month.
How popular is eating shark in Australia?
This succulent seafood lover's dream begins right here on the coast.
Gentlemen, thank you for being here today.
We have an absolute treat for you guys. We have been out on a hunt, a couple of days out at sea, about 50 kilometers offshore at one point, and we have gathered some fantastic Tassie treats for you.
This is Tim. He works as a director of photography, and Chris here is a retired veteran. They each have their own YouTube channels, where they showcase a passion for diving and thrilling adventures around the island of Tasmania.
So catching all this stuff, are you using the same method?
Pretty much, we're both diving on a compressor, which is a hose running to us underwater so we can take our time down there.
Yeah, you've got to use your hands down here. We can't use any utensils, no spears, nothing like that. So it's purely just with your mitts.
How many creatures are in both of these eskies right now?
We've got 3 unshucked abalone in here and about 4 shucked abalone.
We'd have 8 odd crayfish in here. Dare I say it's the biggest crayfish or lobster that you've shown on your show so far.
Gentlemen, I think it's time for some show and tell.
Let's get into it. Okay.
Our first catch is a worldwide luxury product, and the best of its kind can be found in the coastal waters of Tasmania. This is the black lip abalone. These sea critters are masters of disguise, blending in with ordinary rocks. But once you spot one, all it takes is a flick of the knife to pop it off.
And what we've got here,
Dude, that is a huge ass abalone.
Soon, we'll get a taste of this opulent delicacy.
Pound for pound, the abalone is one of the best meat textures out there. It's so dense, it's like a goat heart. That's a pretty good catch.
yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's close it up.
Yeah, I'm so excited for this one.
Tim?
Alrighty, well, this is a full day on the water. I really hope you enjoy the size of these ones, and they are just so beautiful. We love these creatures down here.
You've hyped this up quite a bit.
Now, we've set our sights on the grand prize, the infamous Tasmanian rock lobster. As Tim and Chris dive deeper, the temperature plummets and sunlight fades. Our target is a hide-and-seek master, using the rugged landscape to stay out of sight. Once spotted, the real challenge is actually catching them. Without hesitation, you must zero in, make your move, and grab it.
Holy shit!
That's about a 3.5 kilo cray.
Dude, that is crazy. That's easily the biggest crayfish I've ever seen.
With a seriously tough shell and the ability to regenerate lost legs, this creature is not just a feast for the eyes, but a delicious conquest for those who dare to pluck it from the salty depths.
Wow, gentlemen, you've outdone yourselves. This is fantastic. I cannot wait to see what kind of delicious food this gets made into. Let's do it.
So first thing I'm going to do is shuck this. You just use a butter knife and then put your thumb in there and open it up like that. And you're left with this beautiful shell. So now I'm just going to rip these guts off. And then I'm just cutting the mouth of this abalone. So the reason we cut the mouth out is these are a filter eating mussel. So we want to get rid of all the bad stuff. We're left with this mussel here. If we just cook these like this, it's going to be really rubbery and not the greatest texture. Give it a nice good bash, and then you can see how much softer it is. A lot easier to eat, comes up much better for us.
The pragmatically tenderized abalone gets a thorough wash with seawater. Then it's coated with a mixture of breadcrumbs, herbs, salt, and pepper.
So I like to keep it easy. Don't worry about your milk and eggs. Chuck it all in a sandwich bag and give it a good shake.
Now it's time to give these snails a sizzle. Once fried to a crunch, the abalone meat is cut into bite-sized pieces and served with fresh citrus, lettuce, and Chris's special sauce, consisting of soy sauce, wasabi, and minced garlic.
Lots of people struggle cooking abalone, but this way, you just can't go wrong.
Cheers. It's a steak of the sea, really, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm surprised how tender it is.
His tenderizing method actually works quite effectively. Now, I do appreciate the dense texture of abalone, but this is nice too. It's just a different take that I've never experienced. It falls apart in your mouth a little bit more. Where'd you pick up this recipe?
So I actually created this just by being lazy. Yeah, it's one of my favourite ways of doing it. Nice and easy. You know, if you sort of wrap it in the lettuce, give it a bit of a dip. Look at that, that's just bloody perfect, I reckon.
That's like Korean barbecue. There you go.
Yeah.
This whole island, how many people live here?
Oh, I think about 500,000 on the whole island.
I mean, it's not many people.
How far is it from mainland Australia?
240 kilometres south.
And to get off the island, you basically have to fly, right?
Swim.
Right. That's an option too. So that makes this island really unique because even though it's part of Australia, it's not that close to the mainland. And so over time, it's going to develop maybe a little bit of its own culture. How would you say Tasmania is different from mainland Australia?
The beautiful thing about Tasmania is that there are so many untouched gems here.
Tasmania, unlike mainland Australia, offers a journey back in time with its untouched wilderness and dramatic landscapes. It's a realm of rugged cliffs, dense rainforests, and relentless southern ocean waves, standing in stark contrast to the more familiar scenes of the Australian outback.
The whole uncharted, untouched, that's a big thing for me. So yeah, it's a really good place to sort of grow up and spend your years, I reckon.
We have one more course remaining.
Fresh Tasmanian lobster roll.
Lobsters this size are a bounty of sweet, rich meat. Today's recipe requires some thick, meaty tails.
Alrighty, so what we're going to do here is cook these tails for about 10 to 15 minutes. It's such a beautiful white sweet meat and it's unlike anything else from the ocean. Straight on the barbecue. Now we're just going to start slow cooking them through the pan with a little bit of garlic butter. We've also got some of these cray legs. These big fighting claws are going to be fantastic.
Now for the build. Smear on cream cheese and make a bed of chopped lettuce on which the lobster meat can rest. Get it? It's resting on a bed? Oh, fucking clever. Finally, drizzle some tangy sauce on top.
This looks gorgeous. What makes it Tasmanian?
I made it, and I'm Tasmanian.
Yeah, that's what I assumed.
That is so good.
The bread is perfect. There's a crisp of the lettuce, then the tang of the mayonnaise inside, but man, just tons and tons of delicious lobster.
That is some of the sweetest lobster I've ever had.
Yeah, it's a really good way of cooking it like that. Easy as, just chuck it on the coals and can't go wrong.
Oh, I love how smoky it is too.
Really good.
Just a great, delicious, creative use of these local ingredients that you guys fought hard for. Do you feel the reward? I feel the reward and I didn't do anything.
Nothing better than just eating something that you've taught.
Yeah, I think it takes you back to that primal instinct of us. You know, I believe we're all animals in some way. So, you know, go catch your own food and then eat it like this. It's just perfect, isn't it?
And we've still got the legs to get into it.
Well, let's do that.
There you go.
That is wild.
This is what you don't find on menu lobsters.
So this is an example of getting it in one piece. So it comes out like that.
Just go straight up.
Straight down the gob.
Oh my God.
So sweet, succulent, delicious.
Still juicy.
A little bit smoky. I'm so curious, can anybody catch what you're catching here? How does that work?
You need a license to be able to fend for yourself with these guys.
Tasmania's flourishing seafood scene is attributed not only to its lively ecosystem, but also to the community's conservation efforts. For example, Tim and Chris are only allowed to catch 2 lobsters and 10 abalone in one outing.
Back in the day, like my grandfather, he'll tell you stories about him just out the front here when there was abundance more of these creatures.
So the numbers have decreased that much.
It has decreased, but over the last couple of years, conservation has kicked in and the populations are coming back quite strong.
Both of you have channels that are focused on Australian outdoors, on catching seafood, on wildlife. For each of you, what is the goal with your channel and what kind of message do you hope to get to your audience?
My channel is called Tascast. I teach people how to catch the fish that I catch and to remind people of conservation on those fish at the same time to make sure that we can fish into the future.
My social media channel, Tassie Adventure Man, and I predominantly do a lot of outdoor and underwater adventures. So a big part of my life and my social media is PTSD, anxiety, mental health. So I think it's really important for people to see that if you are having some of these illnesses, skills, then you can still have a good life. Yeah, I'm just an everyday bloke, so do what I do and you'll enjoy it.
The best thing as well about everything that we do is it gets you out in nature, and to me, I'm the best possible version of myself when I'm on my boat fishing with a rod in my hand.
Gentlemen, thank you so much. This has been incredible. It was good to get a little taste, and we got actually a lot more than just a little taste. And then from here, we're going big.
We're embarking on a 3-hour drive across the island to its capital, Hobart. Here we'll tour a family-owned seafood factory where they do it all, from catching and processing to distributing to restaurants. We're here to indulge in some unexpected local favorites, like shark meat.
Oh gosh, that looks lovely.
But first, a quick tour.
We love seafood, essentially what we do.
Our guide, Jock Muir, third generation of Muir's Fishing.
We fish probably pretty similarly to how you would have been down on the beach. We use hooks, but instead of one hook on a rod, we use auto long lines, set 500 metres deep, and we catch fish like Lua Trevella.
Why hook the fish and not throw out gigantic nets?
For us, it's all about quality. Hook caught fish, you're not getting that pressure on the fish. In a big net, if you're catching a ton of fish, you've got a ton of pressure pushing down on each fish.
Ruins the flow.
And do you ever have other countries intruding on your territory? New Zealand, Japan. Do you have cannons on your boat?
No, not quite that bad. It's all friendly.
For now. We're excited to see the rest of the factory and everything that happens here. I guess we could start with this. What is this station all about?
This is our main processing floor, so some of our team started at 11:30 last night and they'll work through to about midday. Easter week this week, big week for us.
Remember those giant lobsters from this morning? Well, Jock has a literal boatload of them right here.
First of all, how big is your biggest lobster?
We'll have a few about 3 kilo fish. We got a nice big one there.
Yeah.
To fill this gigantic tank, Jack orders lobsters from contractors all around Tasmania. Instead of catching them by hand, they trap the spiny crustaceans with baited cages.
Cray pots is what we call it. South coast of Tassie, west coast of Tassie, east coast, you can catch crayfish all around Tassie.
The one in your hand right now, if you had to guess, about how much would that cost?
In a fancy restaurant, you'd probably be paying $600, I reckon.
It's a lot of money for a meal, and I guess it's just so much work to get these, right?
The demand for them can go through the roof, and that's what drives the price up really high.
Fantastic. All right, let's keep moving. I want to see what else you got.
Not a problem.
Fish and chips is typically made from cod or haddock, but Australia is not a typical place. And in just moments, we'll be trying fish and chips shark style.
So this is a mako shark, probably 70 kilos, I reckon, gilled and gutted.
Mako shark is a lightning-fast predator high up on the food chain, capable of reaching speeds up to 45 miles per hour.
How popular is eating shark in Australia?
They aggressively feed on a variety of marine species, including other sharks.
Fish and chips, everyone wants flake, and for most Australians, flake means shark. Gummy sharks, school sharks are very popular. Mako sharks up there as well.
Any market for this right here?
Lots of Asian markets love the fins. We don't do much of it ourselves here in Tassie, but we do send a bit over to the Melbourne markets.
Are you targeting to fish these, or is it considered bycatch?
This is a bycatch for us, so a lot of our bycatch, non-targeted fish is still really good, usable product like this shark here.
Before we dive fork first into our impending seafood feast, how about a tantalizing teaser? Welcome to
The oyster room.
Mixed prison.
This is the Tasmanian Pacific oyster. These oysters, nurtured in the cool and nutrient-rich southern and eastern coastlines, are a sought-after delicacy worldwide.
How many are you shucking a day?
200 to 300 dozen.
300 dozen is 5 million? What is the secret to effectively shucking an oyster?
Every oyster's got a mussel at about 3 o'clock. So I go in now, turn my knife up to cut the mussel off the top lid, and then you scrape down to detach it from the bottom shell and flip it over and turn it so it's ready to eat straight out of the shell.
Wow. And he's doing that once every 6 seconds.
This guy's a machine. That's really good.
It has a natural sweetness and a natural saltiness to it, and it's a nice size. I used to think bigger was better with oysters. Incorrect.
Really good condition these oysters are at the moment, so they're a beautiful oyster.
Very nice, super delicious.
The only thing better than a lobster is another lobster, though instead of grilling, this one is steamed with a fleet of his friends. Here, an industrial-sized vat receives a collection of lobsters that steam for about 30 minutes. Normally, after steaming, they'd be chilled and delivered to local restaurants. But for us, they're cut in half by Chef Nathan, the mastermind behind 3 of Muir's seafood restaurants. With the addition of lemon and homemade aioli, this dish is complete.
Oi, gentlemen, this looks outstanding. The first thing I want to start with is this right here.
Go for it.
This thing is meaty.
There we go.
Wow, that is half a lobster tail. We have a lime and coriander aioli here. Aioli is like mayonnaise for rich people.
Cheers, enjoy.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's delicious. This is so juicy, it's plump.
I wonder if it's because of the size. Is there like an ideal size for a lobster? They're all pretty good.
I think the general public leans towards the smaller size. They do say when they get older, they get a little bit more tough, but it's also a high cost item, so people may go for a smaller size one.
That's what I would do. I would get the smaller one and be like, well, they taste better, actually. What is the difference, would you say, between this kind of lobster and something like Alaskan lobster?
The European or the Alaskan ones are a lot more refined in their texture. They're not as densely packed in with the flavour and the muscle structure here. I think these ones are a bit more of a wilder, kind of stronger sea creature.
Yeah, this is very dense.
It's got a bit more bite to it.
Yeah, it's a longer chew, yeah.
Course 2, an exhilarating encounter with a mako shark. Blend plain flour, self-rising flour, dock cider, salt, pepper, tarragon, and fresh dill. Coat the shark fillet in plain flour, then a layer of the batter. Immerse it in sizzling hot oil until it transforms into a golden masterpiece with a crunchy batter that sings with flavor. To accompany the shark, plants.
I'm gonna crack a piece of this off. Oh gosh, that looks lovely. I'm always so fascinated by shark. The idea that people would even eat shark was something I didn't realize till I was maybe in my 30s. Cheers. Wow.
That's really good. It's not that flaky, much softer flesh, but the flavor's great.
You have a great crust on there, very delicate. The meat, it's almost on the side of being slightly mushy.
It sort of reminds me of the stingray we had in WA.
But when you mix that softer texture with the outer crunch, it's a nice combination. Can you tell me about this right here?
This is our blue-eye trevella. And this is actually a modernized recipe from the Muir's family recipe.
The blue-eye trevella is a large fish that can grow up to 3 feet in length. This deep-sea swimmer is cherished for its tasty flesh, and we're about to find out why. After the blue-eye trevella is filleted, it's seared, giving it a beautiful crust. Baste it with tarragon-infused butter, then transfer the fish to a baking tray. More butter, then let it finish in the oven. Time to build our plate, starting with some delightful plants, a velvety lemon tarragon sauce, and Tasmanian salmon roe. The fillet also gets a drizzle before tapping in. Finish off with olive oil and a crispy trevella skin cracker.
Oh, that's so good.
Completely different texture from the shark. It's so meaty.
You get these big scallops of a flake.
It's got a really sweet flavor.
That little bit of the citrus and the creamy tarragon goes well with it.
Oh yeah, this is excellent. Mix that with the cracker, mix it with some veggies. Wow.
It's really a famous table fish for Tasmania right now. It's really versatile. So you can put it in a curry, you can pan fry it or grill it or barbecue, whatever you want to do with it.
Oh, it's like the tofu of fish.
Here in Tasmania, you guys are super blessed. This is ridiculous, the amount of different kinds of seafood we've tried. What's your favorite kind of ingredient to work with here?
I think the blue-eyed trevella is one of the most approachable fish. Also the lobster and abalone and things like that. We have a great variety of seafood down here that you don't get up on the east coast of Australia or far north. We've got a lot of native coastal ingredients. Even on my drive to work, I'm using just some local sea asparagus that are just in the little river system, and I can see that just pick some with the scissors, and they actually go on a couple of the dishes in the restaurant as well. There's food, and there's a whole food trail everywhere you go in Tasmania.
It's so abundant with life, with sea creatures. There's just so much here, yet only 500,000 people live here. Do you have any idea why that is?
We try to keep it a secret.
Boy.
People complain about the cold, but I've lived here my whole life, so I don't know any different. But it's beautiful, it's stunning. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. And I've grown up diving for crays and fishing with Dad, and it's such a good lifestyle.
The last thing I want to know is, in spite of everything you do have here for food, are there foods that can't quite quench the palate of the people here? Are there things you have to import from other parts of Australia or other parts of the world, especially when it comes to seafood?
Prawns. Our water's too cold for a reliable prawn fishery down here, so that's a big hole we have to fill.
And definitely some vegetables. All in all, we focus more on the seasonality and the local produce down here because there's enough to put on menus, there's enough to go around all the supermarkets.
Yeah, I gotta say, we just came from Western Australia. It's completely different. The geography, the climate, the weather was brutal, hot, humid, and the same with the types of food you're gonna find is completely different too. So it's been refreshing to see how much diversity there is just in going to these two places in Australia. It's quite amazing. So, gentlemen,
Beautiful.
thank you very much.
You're very welcome. My pleasure.
Elevate your style with our brand new clothing collection. Rock out in our threads, feel the thrill of culinary adventures, and celebrate with us in style. Head on over to beffers.shop today.
Not claustrophobic work, huh?
You've just got to remain calm. As soon as you start panicking, it's game over.
That's good motivation to not panic. We're sitting amongst the rocks because it looks kind of cool on camera. Not that practical. Not very comfortable at all.
How much of the year is it not good weather?
All the year.
Oh yeah, it's not good weather. It's pretty good now, man.
No, this is the one day.
Can we pull up a picture of a blue-eyed Travella? I'm talking to the editor. He's like, who the fuck is pulling up a picture?
I was expecting someone with a sign behind to pop up.
I'm going to be disappointed if you're not happy with the size of these because they are some of the biggest rock lobster I've seen.
I feel like I'm at a Tony Robbins event right now. Let's go! But for lobster. Boom! Guys, that is the end of our first video here in Tasmania. And man, this place is wild and we are just getting started. Stick around for more next week or whenever we publish again. Anyways, I want to say a huge thank you to my man, Andrew.
Thank you. That was fun. Lobster.
You can find Andrew on his YouTube channel right here. Right now, he has a series in Vietnam featuring the Katu ethnic minority group. It is food focused and has a lot of interesting cultural information. Go now to his YouTube channel to check it out. Otherwise, guys, that is it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Peace. How do we get out of here?
I know, this is a weird one, huh?
They should put a door.
Huh.